Have you ever stared at your budget and wondered if a dream retirement free from financial stress were even possible? We were asking ourselves exactly the same question. The spreadsheets were practically yelling at us, showing our dream of a comfortable retirement was slowly slipping away.
So we put it all on the line. We started a journey to find new places to call our home. Our first stop was the beautiful seaside city of Albufeira in the southern part of Portugal. And we wanted to stick to a really strict, non-negotiable budget of maximum $3,000 for the month. In this video, we're opening up our books completely. We're going to break down every single dollar we spent in the town of Albufeira to give you the real, unfiltered answer. Can you actually live a comfortable life in Portugal for under $3,000 a month?
The answer might surprise you. We are Greg and Deborah, and a few years ago, we were probably in the same boat as you. We were living in the US, working hard, saving, and watching the goalposts for a comfortable retirement get pushed further and further out. It felt like everything was getting more expensive. Property taxes, groceries, you name it. The dream of a relaxed retirement was being replaced by a constant nagging worry about making ends meet.
But it wasn't just about the money. At that time, life was hitting us hard. We both lost our second parent, and on top of that, we lost our beloved pet Coco after having him for 15 and a half years. We knew we had to make a change. So we came up with a new plan.
And after months of research and savings, we did it. We sold our house, our cars, we sold everything. Everything that didn't fit into a carry-on and a personal item for either Deb or me. We got rid of it, gave it away. And then we booked our one-way tickets to our first destination.
One of the things that we were looking for was a place where English was widely spoken and we would have no difficulty with communicating. And Albufeira checked all the boxes.
Let's dive into the numbers, starting with the biggest one on everyone's mind, housing. Finding a place in Albufeira for just 1 month was its own little adventure. Since we weren't looking for a long-term lease, we focused on furnished short-term rentals. What we ended up with was a fully furnished 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. It wasn't huge, but it was modern, comfortable, and it had an amazing balcony where we could, sip a coffee or have a little breakfast every morning. And the best part was the location. We were directly across the street from an Aldi supermarket. We got to look across at the old bull ring in Albufeira. It was conveniently located near a bus stop. It was just about a perfect location. We were also just a short walk to the new strip in Albufeira and about a 10-minute walk to the beach. So for this apartment, our 1-month rent was $1,222. And here's what's incredible about that price. It was all inclusive. That one payment covered our rent, electricity, water, gas, and even high-speed fiber internet. That was our biggest expense. But it was a fixed cost, and it left us with plenty of wiggle room in our $3,000 budget.
So let's talk about now my personal favorite category, and that is food. It was one of the best parts of living in Portugal. Even with the recent inflation that the locals were talking about a lot, it really was more than affordable for us, and the food was really fantastic. And grocery shopping went from being a chore to something that we looked forward to every week. We did most of our shopping at big supermarkets like Aldi and Pingo Doce. And we typically follow pretty much a Mediterranean diet with lots of fresh fruit and vegetables, grains, and basically what goes with a Mediterranean diet. A loaf of crusty bread, for example, that would cost a fortune and be labeled artisan back home, we could get for under $1. So we really enjoyed the food that we were able to get. And our total monthly grocery bill for the two of us came to only $374. But you can't live in Portugal and only eat at home. We were worried that our budget wouldn't allow for dining out, but we were so wrong. Local spots offer a prato do dia, a dish of the day for lunch, and a fixed price meal, usually included a main course, something to drink, maybe coffee, tea, and it would be about $11 to $13 per person. It was absolutely doable, to say the least, and we could also set aside some money for a couple of nicer dinners out. For example, we had a fantastic meal for two at a really lovely restaurant, and with drinks included, it would run about $50 to $60. It felt like a treat, and it didn't break the bank. And our favorite spot was a place called O Lusitano. We only found it at the end of our stay, so we didn't dine there more, but no complaints about the food that we had. And in total, we spent $179 for all of our dining out, from coffees to full dinners. So for all our food, groceries, and dining out combined, we spent a total of $553 for that month. And we were eating healthier, fresher food than we had been eating for a very long time.
Okay, on to a super important topic, healthcare.
To give our budget a true real-world test, we accounted for both an unexpected medical need and the ongoing cost of insurance. The first part happened right away when I ended up needing some dental work that I had been quoted at for over $2,500 in the United States. But in Albufeira, I found a wonderful dentist who happened to even be right next door, and I got all the work done, including getting the prescriptions that were needed, all for a total of $439. Plus, the quality of care was fantastic. And the savings, of course, were unbelievable. We have a whole video on that experience if you want more of those details.
Next, we budgeted for health insurance. And while residents can use Portugal's public SNS system, we budgeted for a good private plan, and that's what most expats use. So based on our research, we found that a solid private plan for a senior American couple like us in our 60s, we could find that for somewhere in the neighborhood of between $150 and $300 a month combined for both of us. Believe me, that's a fraction of what we were paying more than $1,600 a month for our insurance in the United States. So for this monthly budget, our total healthcare cost was $739. That includes the $439 for the major dental work that Deb had done, and we allotted $300 for our monthly insurance budget basis. We've covered our home, our food, and our health. But how do we get around? We knew we wanted to live car-free. We made a rule. We would only consider places that had great public transportation and walkability. Albufeira was absolutely perfect for this. Going car-free was one of the best financial decisions we made. The town is so walkable. We did most of our daily errands, like going to the Aldi across the street or the cafe right around the corner. We did it all on foot. Our total transportation cost for the entire month was just $142.
Here comes the part that really makes you feel like you're in paradise, and that is the entertainment aspect of everything. And in the Algarve region, that costs absolutely nothing. We could walk to most beautiful beaches, hike along these incredible, breathtaking cliffs, or just get lost in the charming old town any day of the week. The natural beauty was our playground. So we could afford all kinds of small luxuries that really added up to a great quality of life. But we also have to account for other random things that life throws at you. So we'll call that the miscellaneous category, and that includes things like toiletries, mobile phone plans, cleaning supplies, haircuts, that kind of thing. It's like the catch-all for everything else. And for all of that combined, we spent about $192. We weren't living some wild, extravagant life, but we also never felt like we were missing out on anything.
By the way, if you're finding this breakdown helpful and you're starting to imagine your own Portuguese adventure, let us know in the comments. Tell us what your single biggest question or fear is. We read every single comment, and your questions really help us create content that helps you.
So for the moment of truth, these are how the numbers all added up.
Housing, $1,222.
Food, that included the groceries and the dining out, $553.
Our healthcare, which was the dental event and a budget for insurance, $739.
Transportation, and that included local buses and ride shares, $142.
And our lifestyle expenses for things like entertainment, haircuts, all the miscellaneous, $192 for the month.
So the grand total, the actual cost for the two of us to live a very happy and comfortable and rewarding life in Albufeira for 1 month was
$2,848. So yes, you can absolutely test drive a retirement in Portugal on a budget of $3,000 a month.
If this video is helping you and giving you a little bit of hope, please give it a thumbs up. It's free for you and it makes a huge difference for our channel.
And be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss our next video, where we're going to show you about the beautiful scenic train rides we took through Switzerland.
So thank you for watching and have a great day.